talk about colon cancers and all the other sister cancers. And then, hello? And then there is another one called arthritis and then osteoporosis. They are, bigger words, but they are all diseases that affect the joints and then the bones of most of the times of women. I hope you can all hear me. Yes. Now, that is not the only thing. There were other issues like malaria and then other conditions which is burdening we call it disease burden, okay, of the country, which was actually escalating. So there was then intervention being proposed for us to, solve that kind of problem. And they are so basic and simple. And this is what we have put together to call regenerative health. So before I take you through the intervention, these are the slogans we use. When we say regenerative health, you shout, renew your strength, and then prevent disease. Did you hear that? Yes. Good. So when we say regenerative health, renew your strength and prevent disease. Now, renew your strength and prevent disease. How do you go about it? How do you renew your strength and prevent disease so that in the next 40 years you can ensure that you are alive and well? Don't forget, the current life expectancy of every Ghanaian is at 57. That implies that by age 57, all of you here should not be alive. Is that what we want? No! Good. But it is real. Whether you like it or not, it is real. And it is real because some of us have not changed our attitude towards certain one or two things which we will quickly go through. Renew your strength, prevent disease, regenerative health. We have only 5 models. And the very first one, we say water is medicine. So if I say water, then you tell me water is what? Medicine. So water is medicine. And others say water is what? Life. The next one is fruits and vegetables are medicine. Fruits and vegetables are medicine. The next is exercise is medicine. Exercise is medicine. Rest is medicine. Rest is medicine. And finally, cleanliness is medicine. Cleanliness is medicine. So it's very simple and short. And I believe if you meet your friends, this should be, the chat of the day. The moment you meet your friends, amen, regenerative health, prevent disease. Water is medicine. Exercise is medicine. Fruits and vegetables are medicine. Cleanliness is medicine. And then rest is medicine. With all the diseases I mentioned, now according to the guidelines, if you're able to practice these 5 models, if you like, don't do any other extra things. You can ensure to add 11 and a half years to your age. 11 and a half years plus 57 is what? So at least you'll be moving a step what? Further. Do you understand it? Yes. Now let me tell you the reason why you need to be passionate about these things. A community has lived for 40 good years. 40 good years. Somewhere on the desert. And they discovered that there were a lot of diseases from their family. That is the more reason why people are now proving that genetics cannot influence your life or the number of years you should spend in it. Alright, because most people say that, okay, my papa or hypertension, and I say, cancer, I can tell you, they had all these problems, okay? Now they migrated to the southwest in Israel, a community called Dimona. They went there and then started practicing these things. And for 40 years, there is no record of hypertension, diabetes, arthritis, cancers, obesity, or overweight, and all the problems I made mention of. I believe the problems I'm talking about, you are familiar with them. Yes. You are okay with them. Yes. Good. So, how do we go about it? Because if you are passionate about it and you want to look at some of these models, then how do we go about it? We are saying that water is medicine. Drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. Is that a challenge? Very simple and short. Now why? The body is made up of about 70 to 80% water. That means that all the body processes, when you move to the cellular level, every activity taking place in the body requires what? Water. So the moment there is no water in your body, then it has to do what? Shut down. Do you understand? The moment there is not enough water in the system, especially first with the brain. As students, you need sound mind, and then a very sound, the cells should be such a way that they can process information whenever you are learning. Now, if you want the best addition group, go in for water. Make sure you drink your water at least 8 glasses a day. That is the least. Now, how do you drink water? 8 glasses in a day. Should you gap everything at a time? Or not? Yes. Now we have what we call aqua therapy. Physiotherapy. Alright? The simple things you should do is that when you wake up in the morning from bed, the very first thing you should remember is what? Water. Because water is life. You see? So, at least if you can drink the sachet water. Now the 8 glasses of water is equivalent to about 6 sachet water to 8 sachet water. Alright? If you're able to take one in the morning, then around 8 o'clock you will take another one. Now the moment you take one in the morning, before even tasting, that is enough to clear your intestines. Now for those of you who want to look beautiful and fresh and succulent and good intestinal health promotes good skin. Because the moment your intestine is ill or sick, the presence of bad bacteria will increase in your intestine. Now when it increases in the intestine, then it means that they're going to influence what you have on your skin. You will have skin rashes and other things of that nature. Constipation, some cancers will develop in there, and a whole lot. So it becomes very important and very paramount for us to drink more water in a day. Now 8 o'clock you can take the next sachet. Around 10, you spread it. But let me tell you, you may think that it's very difficult to do what I'm talking about here. If you practice it consistently for 21 days, okay, according to the psychologists, if you are able to adapt to a particular behavior for 21 days, you become addicted to it. That is why if you don't take care and you go and take cigarettes or weed and smoke, you do that kind of thing for about 21 days. When they tell you to stop, you may have to probably go to the psychologist for a therapy. You have gained it, or you are not addicted to it after 21 days. So, for 21 days, you will be able to do this consistently. I can challenge you that the incidence of malaria, which you normally get, is going to reduce. So that if in a year you are getting about 3 times of malaria, I can bet you can experience only 1 in a year. Truly speaking, most of the symptoms of malaria are similar to dehydration. So most of the times when you have dehydration crisis, you feel, oh, it's malaria, so I have to go. And then you go and consume the drugs. Now, listen, the drugs have their own side effects. So it is better to prevent than to cure. You get it? So that is with water. Now water, most of the time people, harvest water in so many ways. Some may not have, a very good source of water. And if you have a good source of water, like you can see the young lady, she has a direct borehole tap, so that one, she can trust it. But for something like this, where the woman is fetching, already the foot or the feet, at least I think she has both of them there. Whether the tea of clean is in the water which she is fetching, and direct into the, how do you call that? Is it a big calabash?